We are here today to announce that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.
Actually, it's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Largest virtual.
Binance.
Binance. And let me be clear. It's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have to talk about what's going on in the market. It seems that everyone is selling. The miners are selling, Germany is selling, Mt. Gox is selling, ETFs are selling, everyone seems to be selling. So we are going to look at today what is going to happen next for crypto, and also we're going to look a little bit at altcoins and, of course, as always, at Ecomi and Veve, what is going on at that part. So, good morning to all of you. I see many of you are already here. Guys, make sure to smash up the like button right now for this stream. We're always about 50 to 60 likes. If we could get a couple of more of these and go to, let's say, 70 or so, with an average of 500 clicks, that should be fine. That should be great. But let's see who is here this morning. G-Money is here. Good morning, and some coffee. Yeah, let's have a big sip of coffee here. We have Patrick Bultman here, GM, but he's driving, so be safe, drive safe. You are excused from smashing the like button. Philippe is here. Good morning. Mark D. Binance. Actually, it is Binance. Trucking Hank is here. Good morning. And Big A also. GM. Big A. I don't remember where that was, but he said something funny. I don't remember what it was, but I just remember your name in relation to something funny. So we're doing awesome this morning. For sure. There is some pretty good news. I don't know. I mean, some people care, some people don't. But I just read that Julian Assange is finally free and is allowed to return from the UK to Australia. So finally, some freedom for that person. I mean, I hope that this doesn't lead to any other dangerous situations for him or so. Let's hope that this is the end of a long story for this guy. That's for sure. Green Lantern is also here. GM, I am DCAing the fear. I think everyone is freeing up money for the ETH ETF. Yeah. So the ETH ETF is starting to trade in about 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks or something like that. So yeah, that could be definitely also a reason that people are holding back capital for that or freeing up capital for that in the ETFs. Mark D says, yes, I am very happy Assange got some freedom. Yep, absolutely. I mean, you have to imagine if you are locked away or in that situation for, I don't know, a decade. That is, I think it's more than a decade, right? I completely lost the time on this one, but that's pretty bad, right? Guys, a lot of rare hodlers are here. G-Money, Felipe, Trucking Hank, Green Lantern, and maybe some others that cannot comment. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. This time is for you guys. You're sponsoring the stream, the rare hodlers here. If you want to become a rare hodler, then just by becoming a member to this channel, a monthly member, so to say, you will get your place on this rare hodler screen, on this support screen. And I thank each and every one of you for doing that. And with that, let's jump right into the action. So some of you guys have been buying the dip, and then some people even the actual dip, and some people the dip of the dip. And yeah, finally, as someone said yesterday, he's dipped out. So that's the dip of the dip. Okay, so hopefully that is over. But let's maybe talk about something economic here, just for a brief second, because this is an elephant in the room since a longer time, and metrics show it, but no one wants to admit it. Let's put this here for a second. And that is so this is the LEI, so leading economic index. And the LEI is signaling recession territory. Once again, I mean, you could argue that we are in a recession since a year or so, and usually these recessions, they really only show when they are half over and measures are taken. But yeah, the US leading economic index is down 14.7% from this economic cycle peak. In the last 65 years, such a drop happened only during recessions. So there you have it, and it's not even the slightest one of these. It's really a bigger one. So that could add a little bit of fuel to the fire. We're getting a lot of economic numbers this week. So yeah, we could see some more volatility because of that, if we get volatility out of S&P 500 and stuff like that. But let's look at the actual villain in the story. Bitcoin. Let me quickly refresh so that we don't have problems with withdrawing here, and we move the chat back where it belongs. So Bitcoin has lost this level of support here. Right. By the way, that can this level of support here, and I mean we have some kind of confluence here, which is why I chose this level of support. Now it bounced off of maybe the next one, right? I mean, if you want, you can take every of these different wicks and draw a level of support into that, right? But I think it's safe to say that this is an important support and resistance level. Why? First of all, we have confluence here, but also if you move to the very beginning where this bull run is, that's basically where you have some interaction also here. Sorry, that was here and here and here, and then here as support, and then here as resistance, right? So this is an important one. And we are under it, and we are trying to break above it again, but it doesn't really work out. So could there be more downside? We don't know. But one thing is for sure, there are certain things happening in the market right now that lead to this. And I want to put them all together today to little bit explain what happened. I don't think, by the way, that the bull run is over. But I think that this is one of the famous deep dips, so to say. And by the way, this is only a 20% from the all-time high. And we have been worse already, right? So we're not even at the worst point just yet. This was 23%. Let's see. Pro Legendary says, "Sup boys, PogChamp." Nico, what is going on? Have a good morning, you guys. So we see this, and once again, just to put this into perspective, if we look at another time frame, we are very close on actually holding the support. So here we see we're slightly under it at the moment, but we could close the week above it, and maybe then that's it, right? So depending a little bit on the time frame we're looking at, we could be either holding or not holding it. But for example, look at this: we're at 60,900. We're just sitting on top. We're just sitting on top of our monthly candle close. Actually 61,000 would be the deal, right? But we would be just sitting on top of our previous all-time high in terms of monthly candle closes. So depending on which which perspective you have, the more you zoom out, the less bad it looks, right? The only thing that is worrying, I will continue to say this, is this here. Is this... Damn, I clicked on the Brave browser ad. Sorry for that. Is this here the slow line of the stochastic RSI going into this blue zone, and it's still in there. So I really would like to see a bigger bounce here before the month's end to not close in that, because I outlined it yesterday in the stream, but I have to repeat it again. Every time we did this was basically followed by a huge crash. So you see, for example, here we dropped into it right around this time. We still bounced afterwards, but we then went into a bear market already, right? Or here, look at this cross, huge crash, and look at this cross here. Also here, pandemic territory. Where's the cross? So from the time of the cross until the bottom was a 60% drawdown, 64%. Or here's the cross into it, 81%, right? So really this slow line in this territory, I really don't like this. This is the only thing. Everything else is like, fine, whatever, like 20-30% dips are normal, but I really don't like this. So maybe we can in the next 5 days bounce and close outside. That would be great. The blue line doesn't matter, right? The fast line doesn't matter, but the orange line in that, pretty bad. So let's look at something else. So what could lead to this bounce? First of all, we have a reset here, and now finally from extreme, we were at extreme greed before, so we were even above this before, and now we have come down to in the 70s, in the 60s, in the neutral zone, and suddenly there is fear. There is fear in the market, and that is exactly what is necessary to have a bounce. And this fear is driven by actual fundamentals. It's not only that people are looking at, patient hodler said the slow line is going to drop into whatever zone. No. The fear is driven by real people with real fears. I hope you're not the one of these big fears, like this irrational fears, but this is one of the reasons why people are fearful. So Mt. Gox is an exchange that went under in 2014 and actually was one of the reasons for a big bear market in Bitcoin already. So Mt. Gox has been going down with hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin. And when they went down, people thought they'd never see their money again. Just like FTX in the last bull run and in the last bear market, so to say. And now finally, we knew this already, that Mt. Gox is going to distribute Bitcoin to the original holders from that crash, from that exchange crash. By the way, we have 33 people already here, so smash up the like button, please. Smash it to an all-time high. It would be really cool if we could get the big likes here. So now, as per court order, Mt. Gox is finally going to distribute the Bitcoin to the original holders. And this is going to be a $9 billion allocation to different holders. And it's going to be about 140,000 Bitcoin that is going to be distributed across the next months. And this is the reason why I say it's not really relevant in terms of fear, because first of all, there are many holders that get a couple of Bitcoin, or that get shards of a Bitcoin or whatever. But also over time. So it's going to start in a month, or it's going to start in July, but then it's going to go over months, and they will distribute it. And then you also have to say, whoever was in Bitcoin 2014 and lost Bitcoin is probably also in Bitcoin still on other exchanges, has been accumulating, has been making up for the loss, and is now just happy to get some Bitcoin back from the lost money. Not every one of those people, after waiting so long, will now cash out everything, or even cash out now, because they've been in Bitcoin probably so long, they will keep hodling and then sell these Bitcoin when we really up in the bull market. So the definitely, this can be said with a definite eye here. Definitely 9 billion is not going to hit the market. And if it hits, then institutions will buy it up quickly, because then prices will get really low. But it's more likely that a couple of 100 million or maybe a billion hits the market out of this, and that also not at the same time. So this is the notification here for Mt. Gox, right? Notice regarding commencement of repayment in Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, beginning of July 2024. So actually in a week. This is clear now. Markets hate uncertainty. Now they have certainty about these extra Bitcoin going into circulation. And Mt. Gox has already transferred a part of that, and it's going to happen. And now we know, and now we can go back up. The other part of what's happening here is this. So states are sitting on a significant stack of Bitcoin. So this is seized Bitcoin, right? So the US, for example, has 213,000 Bitcoin that adds up to 1% of the supply. Whereas China is sitting on 190,000, and then the United Kingdom at 61K, and Germany has roughly 50,000. 3.2 billion. And then Ukraine, 46, El Salvador is buying, so this is not seized Bitcoin, and then Bhutan has been mining, so that is mined Bitcoin, and then Venezuela also has some Bitcoin apparently. So the interesting thing here is that Germany has been selling some of the Bitcoin, 325 million US dollars worth, so roughly 10% of what they had. And we don't know exactly why, but this has been seized from a criminal website that has been launching illegal videos and whatnot. So they have a lot of Bitcoin, and they now decided to sell some of it. The weird part of this is that Germany actually sold it on spot, and not any OTC or whatever. They sold it just, they sent it to Kraken and to BitMEX and to I don't know, Coinbase or something like that, and they sold it on spot, so that it actually influences the price. And it's really weird, this behavior, right? Yeah, let's see it. Let's see the chat here quickly. Troy Paris is here. Hello, patient hodler. Pro Legendary says, sold my kidney and bought more Solana this morning. Wow. Okay, Solana buys. Troy Paris, is good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, give them fear. Why? ECCL 712 says, I'm definitely up too late if I caught hodler live. Oh yeah, depends where you live, right? But it's never too late for some crypto morning coffee. Hey Luke, good morning to you as well. Fear the patient hodler, morning all. Ain't one Kenobi, what's going on? Oh, by the way, looking good with the gold medal there. on the side of your name. Nico says, hopefully I get some of my Bitcoin back from Mt. Gox next month. That would be really great. Do you already know how much you will get back, and will you hodl it or will you sell it? Pink Panther says, just finished work, did a double bubble today, flush with cash. Ready to buy Devi or ICP. Hodler, can you do your chart magic? Actually, I was looking at Devi, so let's keep this in the backlog for a second. Go through with why we're crashing, and then let's look at some altcoins. I said we look at some altcoins, so why not? Why not look at Devi and ICP? Let's do this. Ainan says, I'm looking to buy AI Tech and TET. Okay, that sounds like a plan. So let's look at the other part. So miners, right? So miners, we see this here. The hash rate is rolling over. Weak miners are dropping out. So we have ourselves a rare real miner capitulation. It happened a couple of times before, but now it's happening again, and every time afterwards Bitcoin was pumping like crazy after the miner capitulation was over. This one is going on for already a month or so, and it is significant. So we see this roll over here. Now it's back in the green, so hash rate is coming up a little bit, but what we also see is that the miners are reducing their reserve, meaning they're selling. So we see here that miners sold over 30,000 Bitcoin, roughly 2 billion in June, which is the highest amount in the whole year. So dropping the reserves to a 14-year low. So this is a 14-year low. Exchange reserve is on a low, and so on. But on the other side, now we have some things that really came together, right, and explain what's happening. So the 2 billion of the miners, the millions of the ETF outflow every single day, 325 million on spot from Germany, and Mt. Gox news basically that they are going to give back Bitcoin, and people anticipating a bigger drawdown, right? So Nico says, I'm supposed to get 20% plus some cash, and no, not selling a single set. So you see, there you have it. It's interesting. So 20% back, obviously not the initial, and not everything back. That is still unbelievable, right? You have Bitcoin. You could have so much, and then you only get 20% back. But at least it's something back, right? And the reason he gets some cash is also maybe a reason for sell-off, because that means that Mt. Gox had to liquidate assets to generate cash, right? So maybe Mt. Gox was also part of the sellers here. And then we have this. So then we have people that are buying, and with people I mean huge whales, institutions. So we see here a Bitcoin transaction of $935 million US, so close to $1 billion. Just a quick buy here of a huge amount of Bitcoin that just happened. That just happened on this maybe bottom, we don't know, but definitely on this dip. So someone took buying the dip on the very seriously, and we see here the fee was $3 to just buy this, right? This is crazy. So that is crazy. And then also look at MicroStrategy. So MicroStrategy seems to be a micro no strategy, but look at that. So every green dot here is when MicroStrategy bought Bitcoin. So they just DCA'd and they bought everything. So these are all, they just did not buy in this waterfall collapse. Probably they waited it out to then lower their average, because at this part of the chart here, it was basically that was when rumors were that Michael Saylor would get liquidated on his loans that he took out to buy all that Bitcoin, right? So this was probably when they were just waiting until it comes very close to then buy another thing and just lower the average, and with that lower the risk of liquidation, right? Now, ever since MicroStrategy has been buying, and they really don't care at which price. That should show us, I mean, here you see it, right? They just bought again. This should show us that really they are convinced that the price will go much higher for Bitcoin. And if such big companies apply such a strategy, maybe we can too. So, that said, the companies are in, but retail is not. So look at that. So this is Bitcoin search volume over the last 12 years, right? So by the way, when Mt. Gox happened, I think that was here. So not many people in Bitcoin at around that time. And then we had this 2017 bull run actually had the highest volume of Bitcoin, and that can be explained because many people, when something happens for Bitcoin, many people that are already in Bitcoin, they don't go to Google anymore and put in Bitcoin and see what's going on. They have other means of informing themselves, like for example looking at Twitter. But you still see that whenever new people come in to the market, they look it up, and that's where we get the spikes, right, for Bitcoin. So if we're looking at the last 5 years, we can see that over the course of the last bull run, in comparison to now, we literally do not have any interest of retail whatsoever at the moment, and that is very good. So we are at good for us, right, if we want to buy. So that means you're looking at this, and in bear market, in the deepest bear market, just before we bottomed, we had a value of 15. Now we are at $69,000 Bitcoin. No, we're at $60,000 Bitcoin, and the value is 19. So when we were at 73 or 72 or whatever, the value was 52 because it made a new high. So interest really went away, and I think the next leg up will be massive. Yeah, so Bitcoin will be back in the swoop, and then this will go up and bring new people in, because it's already time that some people are starting to ask about Bitcoin, and then we will see how it happens. By the way, we can quickly see what the status is on Ethereum. Ethereum being representative of altcoins, and also here, despite us having Ethereum ETFs starting to trade very soon and already confirmed, we are only sitting at 3, which is 1 score above bear market territory, and our highest score was 8. So Ethereum really did not start to move that much, right? Here we see in the last bull run it was at 26 at the peak. So I think there's also still a lot coming for Ethereum when altcoins get more attractive. Okay, so that said, we're right on time. Let's look at some alts. So let's see here. So so let's look at the market quickly. Let's have some market watch. And let's go just to the first page here of Live Coin Watch. Let's do the following. Let's maybe put it this way and have the chat. I'm putting the chat to the side so we can see a little bit more. And okay, and let's just see how the market is doing. So last 30 days, we see here really our drawdown, 11, almost 12% out of Bitcoin. You don't have that every day, right? So this is truly decimated, but we're up 100% on the year. Ethereum, 10% down on the month, but 80% up on the year. BNB, only 5% down. So BNB is showing some good strength here, and 140% up on the year. I remember when people were saying that BNB is done and it's going to zero and whatnot. It's not the case. It's not the case. Solana, 700% up, but 20% down. But already today, the bounce back. So people really rolling in some funds into Solana. That is crazy, right? Ton is obviously doing pretty well. XRP is not doing so well. Down on the year to date, 1.7%, but not many coins in the negative here for the yearly. And we can see here, for example, VeChain is one that we follow, 44% up on the year, 27% down with a bounce of 5%. Also, the graph is, I have to pull this up a little bit more. Here, VeChain and the graph that we're following, 100% on the year, 30% down. So definitely better coins at the moment, or better performing coins, at least year to date. But we will see how it all plays out in the next year. Smash the like button, says Trucking Hank. So let's look quickly here at Devi on the Livecoin watch. So Devi is underperforming everything, like US dollar, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. So this is something that you have to keep in mind when you're looking at altcoins, that it means basically that had you been sitting in cash until now, had you been sitting in Bitcoin until now, or had you been sitting in Ethereum until now, you would have done better than if you bought Devi, right? So that is unfortunately a truth. Let us pull up a chart. Let's go to a trading view. Just pull up a chart. Panel is RWA, right? But let's look at Devi first. So let's look at Devi on BitGet. Okay. That's Devi on the monthly, because it's only out a couple of months, but you see here what I'm talking about, right? Even on the weekly, you just have a couple of green weeks. So let's see the daily. Yeah, so that's not ideal, I would say, but on the other hand, you just have token launch, unlocks, I don't know what, you had a quick pump, and now you're basically having somewhat of a falling channel. By the way, what happens if we go out of logarithmic? It doesn't let me move. I just want to move the chart up, but it doesn't let me. Okay, there you go. Maybe even more like this actually could be somewhat like a falling wedge if you take only candle bodies and you go from here to here. Yeah, could be. Which would be then, hey, you want to see this break to the upside and then forward, like what you want to see. So for me, this is like, hey, this looks okay after this waterfall crash, but maybe I want to have a break for sure. Otherwise, I'm not going to buy this a lot, right? And for sure, I want to see after the break something like this, right? So that you have a series of higher lows and higher highs. That's definitely what I would want to see. So Devi is interesting, not going to deny that, but at the had you bought Devi on launch or something like that, you'd be down like 85%, and from here it's also 80%, right? So how much lower can we go? And there's no guarantee that this breaks to the upside just because it looks good, right? So this is one thing. What else did we have? So Anand says AI tech on BitGet. Okay, so this looks bullish. This looks pretty. You know what this looks like? So this looks like a bottom forming here after this. This looks like the bear market of 2015 or so, where you fizzled out and then you form a bear market trough. It looks exactly like that. Blow off top, fizzling out, bear market trough, and then you want to have basically. So here, for me personally, so this is support, right? So correct me if I'm on the wrong coin though, right? But for me, so if this is support, obviously this needs to hold. But also here, it would be good to. I mean, what you can say for sure. When did this launch? August 23. So this launched in the middle of the bear market, but that looks actually good. So this is it's overall it's in an uptrend. It pumped hard. It came down all the way 72%. And how much is it up from this accumulation phase? It's up 800%. So don't neglect that these coins sometimes are up so much, right? Already. But yeah, it's oversold. It has momentum, a little bit momentum to the upside. What really you want to see something like that, right? Dr. Abba Awalu, welcome to the stream. And welcome to the fam. So yeah, that's AI tech. What else do we have? TET, okay. TET is pretty big, right? Beverona FP says TNR, the Night Raiders by Matt Fuhr on Solana. Okay, that's some Solana shill there. I'm not going to look at that. I'm supposed to get 20% back plus some cash, and no, not selling a single set. Okay, we had that already. So, Pro Legendary said, given the current slow trend, do you still think Bitcoin will top out at the end of this year or going early or mid next year? That's really hard to say, but it's a good question. So where are we? We are at end of June, so we're going into July, and we have let's get quickly rid of the stochastic RSI and put on the TSI. So it's really one of the indicators that I'm going to look at, and we are and I'm going to look at it from the perspective of, let me see, of a trend line without any big guarantees, right? But this seems to be, so let's say we go like this. So if we go like this or straight up, we are still at December 24 to hit our head there, but we could also move way slower. The problem is that if we move slower, so if we move like this, that's May 25. So can't be really sure, right? Trying to use our imagination to figure out what's going to happen until Bitcoin tops out. And then you have the altcoins, like So with a 500 days rule, Bitcoin would top out on the 2nd of September. With us having a left translated cycle and being a little bit faster, Bitcoin would move to the end of the year, beginning of next year. What if we top out in the middle, right? Which would be then May or April. It's guesswork. We have to look at what happens, because if we get a big correction here, you see this, we just pumped on the monthly. Basically, this correction is nothing, right? You could have, okay, impulse correct. You could have a corrective move here down to 50,000. Yeah, and then it just probably makes the cycle a little bit longer if that happens. And by the way, the longer it takes, the better it is in terms of the explosiveness of the move, because you have time for indicators to cool off, right? By the way, we have marked our Bitcoin top at September. This might not be, this would be the 500 days rule right here. So we will really see. This is just it's a question where I can guess, but not say, oh, this is definitely going to happen like this. PH, I know you are suspicious about memes, but Dollar Andy on Blast is on a run. Blast will be huge. Okay, can I probably this? You are always on these small coins that don't even have a chart, right? So let me see. Andy. Oh, is that it? Andy used Tether. Is that the coin? When did this launch? In April, okay. Is it this? Seems to be retesting right now. So here, right? Retest on top of exact retest on top of this. Yeah, whatever. Maybe you have a little bit, you can also retest on this, but seems to be an interesting one for sure. But yeah, memes are not for me, as you correctly said. So this is Andy on Blast. Nico says, still 100x my investment, even with the 80% cut. That is awesome to hear. Andrew Dunlap says, GMPH, Pendle is holding strong and rebounded hours before Bitcoin. My best investment this cycle so far. Let's look at, I know Pendle is like the RWA, financial, whatever. US dollar. Okay. That's probably not listed since a long time there. Crypto.com, maybe? Yeah, that looks better. Okay, so this is the daily. Let's go into the weekly. Ooh, yeah, that looks like some really big parabolic move. And it seems to be even, yeah, like this, symmetrical, something like this. And then boom, last leg up, or I don't know what could be happening. It's no guarantee with symmetricals, but need to be careful also. But this looks really like this is going to go on another tear, to be honest. And also if momentum would curve up here, so yeah, Pendle looks like it wants to move. That looks like a strong coin. So congratulations on that pick. That's pretty big. Andrew says, definitely want to get more Devi before it goes back up. I need to lower my average entry. Wondering how many people are going for Venom. Not sure if you talked about it yet. No, I didn't. Pink Panther says, Devi is a dollar cost average buy, a little every few weeks. Careful buys. Yeah, I think that could be good. I mean, right now it's very, very low. And I'm also thinking about getting some Devi. Maybe we will start talking about Devi then. Rex57 says, how high do you see Bitcoin going this cycle? I'd say, so I put it on 135k is my target, but I definitely see the potential to have it go higher. Let's say that's a conservative target, 135k. Dr. Aber says, thank you. Welcome, welcome. Shadow0407, hi from Mexico. What's going on? Andrew says, there are Andy coins on every chain. Yeah, I get. So you have to. So this is nothing to like, oh, you buy and then hold. You buy, you make a gain, and you go out, right? That's basically protect yourself and protect your bags. That's the most important thing. Pink Panther says, I see Veve lowered the price of Venom. Yeah, let's talk about enough with the altcoins, guys. I know we need more altcoin streams now that we have good entry prices. Let's talk about Ecomi as the altcoin. So, yeah, we have the next green week here, but unfortunately the pump that we had on our last stream did get sold off. So we have massive sell pressure here, and we are unsure. So we have another 5 days or so on this weekly candle, so we cannot know for sure, but this looks really as it wants. So this look, you know how this looks? This looks like this, where you hit your head and then you go lower, and we have it here, and it just looks like it wants to go lower again. Yeah, so that's happening for sure. Then I wanted to show this to you guys, because there are some people spreading fake news on how other collectibles and assets and stuff like that are going up in value. That's not the case. Rolex prices, for example, down almost 40% from the highs. So Rolexes have been taking a severe hit, and this is way less liquid, right? So selling a Rolex is not like selling an NFT on a platform, so there's less liquidity. But Rolexes are, it's basically something where before there was basically 4 years of going only up in price. So you bought Rolex, you could sell it for more afterwards. And now also Rolexes are affected by liquidity. They are, basically going down with this market. So this is definitely something that affects everything. Marvel Comics in the physical, Rolexes, cars not so much, but yeah. So here you see with Bloomberg Watch Index, also 40% down, right? Just as a reminder, what's really happening in the world, and to put it into context with digital collectibles. Now, talking about the drop here, yes, Veve lowered the price of this craft drop. So this is the Marvel Venom NFT. It looks really good in my opinion. The Carnage also looks good. I'm not sure which one is my favorite, and I really want to have one of them. So the craft price is 30, but you need a Venomized Iron Man, a Venomized Hawkeye, a Magneto, and the Blob. All of them Venomized. There are 1,111 of these available, and the crafting will close only on the 7th of July. So there will be a week or so to craft. I think the craft starts at 30th. So there will be a week. So this gives time to see how much is actually do all of these cost, and plus the 30 gems, and then see if it's not cheaper to buy one on secondary. At least that's my thinking, right? And also I cannot forget that I'm sitting on 40 gems or so to save up to other things. So I really need to see if I want to buy this now, or if I want to just keep on stacking gems to get to a grail. I need to get to a grail, right? Yeah, I think this is a very cool drop. This is a cool mechanic. They look really good. So yeah, that is definitely a cool thing. Now let's look a little bit at Veve stats also in the last minutes here. Let me see, can I refresh the page so we see? So Veve stats, we had a little bit of a dip in users, but now it's coming back up. So we are back at 942. And yeah, I hope that this trajectory will continue and that we're so close to filling up the 660,000 unique wallets, as you see here. That's definitely a thing. Pretty scarce. Yeah, 1,111 is okayish scarce, but not that scarce. So it's not sub 1,000, but almost all mints will be sub 1,000. So that's cool. Andrew says, yeah, I feel like there will be enough for most people to get at least one before they sell out, unlike Blackpink golds. Yeah, Blackpink golds, but now you see, so secondary is really an interesting phenomenon. Now you see that some of these Blackpink gold statues are available for quite cheap. So it's not like that many people missed out or so. It's more like that people gambled on this being at high prices, and maybe, yeah, here and there we can, or I will be buying a collectible. But yeah, let's look at that as well. So what we had only one significant buy yesterday after we looked at these Miles Morales ones and Spider-Man Ultimate Animated. So someone bought an Ecomi logo red silver. The floor price is at 1.35k. So there's still way to go. Let's check out the chase one for me here, the Journey into Mystery Secret Rare. So there's okay, this is good. The floor price is at 850. So I need another 810 gems to get this one, to get the 83. And there is a guy, I don't know who that is, that has 10 of these. Crazy. There is someone who has 10 of these. See here, the top holders. This is cool. On Stacker you can really see who is holding which collectibles. Let's see, by the way, let's look for the Venomized, how much they are. Venomized Blob, for example. Yeah, let's look for the Venomized. Okay, so actually these are pretty expensive. Venomized Blob is $26. That's crazy. And there are also, again, there are people like Mr. Rolex somehow stacked Venomized Blob. So okay, so this is going to be expensive, an expensive craft. But I think you can still Venomize. So what does the Blob cost? So the Blob costs only 880, and the Venom. What's the name of that Venom thingy? But that was like 4 gems or 5 gems. So it's definitely cheaper to take the Blob and then Venomize it. I think. Yeah, I feel there will be enough for okay. Price prediction for Nier and Casper. No idea, to be honest. Let's do a separate altcoin stream for that one, because otherwise the time is already running out today. SR Spy is about the same as SR Spider-Man. Symbiote. Oh yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, it's 5. It's 5. So if you buy the Blob at 880 and then you are only at 16 and not at 26. Dr. Rolex stacked Donnie. Damn. Let's see, Donnie. Dr. Profit has 29 Donnies. What the fuck? Oh my god! Actually, I don't see Dr. Rolex here, to be honest. But Dr. Profit has 29. So the floor price is only 12,000. Very cheap Donny. Should we save up for a Donny? we would never be done. We would never be done. So again, the idea is to buy something like this, like Avengers 1, like a Grail, right? So the Avengers 1 Secret Rare is, for example, this is more affordable. So that on this point, on this notice, I would have 10% already. So this is definitely in reach. And then I will be adding some gems here and there and see. Next step is 100 gems. So let's see. It costs 15 to craft them. Oh, okay. That's some serious chain of craft costs. Damn. So okay, understand. So that means buying the Venomized is then cheaper, because if you have 16 and then 31, so actually there's no sense why someone would sell the Venomized blob at 26 if it costs now 31 to craft it. Should only sell it above that price, right? But I mean, you need 4 of these Venomized guys, and every one of these is 15 to craft. That's crazy, right? But yeah, what else? What else? Oh yeah, Marvel Comics 1. That one is also interesting. It's sitting at 2.85k. And again, here is a guy with. Actually, this could be. So one of these addresses is Bezos. This one here with a 3C7C. This Bezosman. By the way, he has 51,000 NFTs now. It would be cool if these were named so that we always know what it is. And Dr. Profit is now only at rank 5. So Dr. Profit, once the biggest whale in Veve, is now only on level 5, and he did not sell. People were buying. Other people are buying. By the way, how am I doing? My vault is sitting. Oh, actually, lost a little bit, probably because the gold logo is fluctuating. But I'm sitting at close to 11,000, with most of my collectibles being comics. I've not added anything just yet. So as I said before, the next step is to add something grail-ish. Anyways, guys, I could go on for years. I could, and I really would like to look at Casper and Near and all of the other altcoins. So we really need to find a time where this altcoin stream can happen, and where we can decide, okay, hey, let's ape a fat bag into laptop and pump it to a trillion gazillion. Just kidding. But we need this altcoin stream, so because we definitely don't have enough time to talk about everything like this. Yeah, 51,000 collectibles in Veve is wild. So guys, make sure to smash up the like button if you haven't yet. I really would appreciate if we could get like 60 or more likes on this stream. And with that said, subscribe, notifications on. Oh my god. Troy Paris, what is going on with you? Thank you so much for the $20 donation. Now it's for the Donny Fund. Yeah. We would never reach it, Troy, but definitely for the Grail Fund. Thank you so much. I will upload. We are at 60 gems now. So next time we definitely have to look at the gem count. So thank you very much for the Donny Fund. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Mario. So wherever you are on the world, have such a great morning, even